Hi. As promised, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a practice today. So I'm doing this from my cell phone with no microphone, nothing special, but I wanted to do just a short yoga practice that you can do at home. And it doesn't matter if you have props like blocks or straps or anything like that. And before we begin, I do want to say that if you are new to yoga, which this particular flow will be geared towards beginners, those who have been practicing for a while, you guys know how you can change it and add to and intensify if you wish. But for those of you who are new, know that any new activity, please don't push yourself beyond a point of no return or a point of injury. Take it easy on yourself. This practice is intended to be very grounding, so it'll be a little slower and really focusing on your breath. Somebody sent me a quote the other day, and for the life of me, I cannot remember who it was that said this, but they said that focusing on the breath is like walking into a room full of strangers and you spot that one friend and how that makes you feel. And that's the way it is when we focus on our breaths. So let's go ahead and begin. You can start in a seated position, any comfortable seated position that you wish. And if there's something that you need to go and gather to do this, then pause the video and go ahead and go do that and then come back. But until then, we will sit in this position, in any seated position. Arms can be resting on your knees, on your thighs. You can close your eyes down or at least partially close your eyelids and maybe focus on a spot right in front of you. And then let's focus on that first breath. Just noticing how it feels in your body as you take a deep breath in. And then exhaling longer than you inhaled. And as we move through the practice, we will work on having the movement weave into the breath. So it really doesn't matter if you inhale on a fold or exhale on a fold. As long as you're maintaining and focusing on your breath, your body will naturally fall into a rhythm that works for you. Interlace your fingers in front of you and just press your knuckles away, palms down. And then raising the arms up over the head, matching your breath. And then releasing it down to cactus arms. Give yourself a full breath in, holding this. And then we'll angel wing to the front, bowing the back, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. And then coming back to cactus arms, and then winging out, letting the scapula wrap around through the armpits. And then one more time for cactus. Let's turn this to a twist. And then the other side. Coming back to center. Lifting the hands behind your back, you can hook thumbs or knuckles behind the back. Kind of activating through your arms so that it begins to pull the shoulders back and drop your chin to your chest. Giving a slight angling of your head towards your right shoulder. And then the left. And then coming back to center, releasing the arms, making your way to your hands and your knees. begin by taking the left hand out in front of you, the right leg behind you. And take a breath in. And then we'll draw knee to elbow, elbow to knee, bowing the back. Go 3 more times. Last one. And then all hands, all knees on deck. Right arm lifts, left leg lifts. Knee to elbow. Reach. Last one, reach. All hands, all knees on deck. Cow pose. Cat pose. Neutral spine, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. As you breathe in, lift your left leg to the ceiling. Stack your hips, bend your knee. Take another breath in. And then straighten the legs, square the hips. Bring the left knee to the floor in front of you. And bring the right knee forward. Reach up. Twist towards your right leg. Breathe into a tall spine. And breathe out. Coming back to center. Bring the hands to the floor, either side of your front foot. You're going to pick up your back leg and kind of shimmy it back a little bit. And then start to drop your hips towards your front ankle. You can lift up, press against the knee. Or you can stay with your hands on the ground. If you have blocks, your hands can be on a block. And then we'll draw the hips back towards the back leg, straightening the front leg. Coming back forward towards a low lunge. Lift your left knee up off the floor. Step the right foot back to 3-legged down dog. Stack your hips, bend your knees. Straighten. Bring the right knee down to the floor. Left knee to the front. We're going to rise up. Twist towards your left knee. Stay for a cycle of breath. Come back to the center. Hands on the floor so that you can shimmy your back knee back just a little bit more. And then start to drop the hips towards the front ankle. You can stack up on your thigh or hands on the floor. And then we'll go to half split, so draw the hips back towards your right heel. Straighten your left knee. Good. Walking your hands back towards the front. Lift the back knee up and we'll step right towards the top of the mat. Come to a halfway lift. Hold it here. Rise up. High twist to your right. Coming back to center. Lateral bend to the left. And back to center. High twist to the left. And center. And lateral to the right. And center. Take a full breath in, lift up, look up, maybe even a little bit of a back bend here. And then forward fold, bending the knees, the hips, forward fold. Into halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Knees to the floor as you breathe in. Slowly lowering to the floor as you breathe out. Lift up into locust pose. And lower. Place hands on the floor, cobra or upward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale all the air out. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold. Halfway lift. Chair. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stand a mountain. And draw the left knee up. Take a full breath in. Step back to crescent lunge. As you breathe in, back heel drops warrior one, or you can stay in crescent. Take a full breath, and then we'll open to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Mountain pose. Right knee lifts. Breathe in. Crescent to warrior one. Take a breath in. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Mountain pose. Chair. Breathe in. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Step back to high plank. Breathe in. Lower your knees. Start to lower yourself to the floor. Locust. And lower. Cobra or upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Breathe in and empty. Lift your right leg up. Draw knee to chest and step forward. Low lunge. Try to flatten your body, so you don't want to have your hips way high. You want to have this angle down from heart to heel. Take right hand to the ceiling, or you can drop the back knee and take the twist from the back knee. Breathe in and breathe out. Take one more breath. Hands to the floor. Drop your hips back where they stack over your left knee, or slide your left knee forward. And we'll step the right leg back and come to a modified side plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can always bend your lifted leg. Take this as a bow. Or you can stay right here, or even keep your foot on the ground and reach your hand over your head. On an exhale, bringing hands to the floor, both knees. Breathe in, lower to the floor, cobra, lower. I'm sorry, that was supposed to be locust. Cobra, or upward facing dog. Hands and knees to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Stepping forward, low lunge. You can drop back knee or not here. Left hand goes to the ceiling for a twist. We hold and breathe. This is when we step into the room, the crowded room full of strangers, right? And you start to see your friend. And breathe. Good. Bring both hands to the floor. Shift your back knee so that it is more under your hip. And then the left leg goes back, side plank, modified side plank. Your choice of variation here. And then we're actually going to bring this foot right back up to the front. Lift the back knee, step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Chair pose. Hold here. Now you can leverage your twist. We're going to twist right first. You can use elbow to knee, platform, or you can stay high. Mountain pose. And we come right back into chair. We twist the opposite direction. Coming right back into mountain pose. Lift the left knee. Warrior 3. To tree pose. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see this. So I'm placing my foot between my knee and my ankle. You can also put a toe on the floor. Reach up. And now bring the left knee up. Mountain pose. Right knee comes up. Warrior 3. Now I'm touching the wall. And coming to tree pose. Think of lifting up out of your standing hip so you're not cocked out. Lift up. Right knee lifts. Both feet on the floor. Take a breath in. Fold. Halfway lift. Step back to high plank. Hold high plank. And then we're going to get a little more challenging here, so hover the knees, straighten the knees. Hover, straighten, hover, straighten, knees down, lowering all the way down to the floor, wing the hands back, lift up into full locust. Lower down, bend the knees, flex the feet. Now you can stay right here and do skydiver, or you can reach back and grab a hold. and come into bow pose. So skydiver, the only difference is you're not holding the feet. Release down to the floor. You can wiggle your hips from side to side or windshield wiper your feet from side to side. Place the feet wider towards the edges of the mat. Place the hands for upward facing dog. Lift up, upward facing dog. And then press into the shoelace sides of your feet, and so you can lift your legs up. And then slight tuck of your tailbone. Knees down, hips back, all fours. And we're going to move to our backs. Setting up for bridge pose. You can place the hands down next to your hips, palms down. You can grab the edges of your mat if you want. Feet are fairly in close and about hip width distance apart. Lift the hips up. Any additional stuff you wish to add here, a leg lift, a leg straightening, lifting the heels, lifting the toes. Lower all the way down to the floor, and we're going to do one more, so that if you want to do wheel, if you practice wheel, you can, or you can stay with this bridge pose, but lift up. And then lower all the way down to the floor. If you have a block, great. If you don't, take your hands, lift your hips, place your hips right on top of the back of your hands, the back of your forearms, your wrist, that general area, right? Your lower arms. We take the legs straight up. So this is a version of waterfall that you can do at home when you don't have any tools with you, like the blocks to put under your hip or anything like that. And yeah, I know, it's like, wait, what is she doing? She's just kind of hanging out there. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. The whole world is needing to slow down right now. Us as individuals and nature itself, right? And bring the feet to the floor. Hands out from underneath your hips. You might need to move your wrist around, move your fingers. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Cross right ankle over the left knee. You can start to draw the knee in, holding it here. This is supine half pigeon. I'm sure there's some fancy name for it. I have no idea what it is. If you want to take it to cradle, maybe, then you can cradle your leg in your arms. I like to straighten the other leg when I do this one. Now, I do have a lot of upper crust syndrome in my body, so it's difficult for me to lay all the way back, but if you can, go ahead and lay back. If not, you can leave your head lifted, or you can cradle your foot in the crook of the elbow over here, reach around with your opposite hand and cradle your head in your arm. And then release this one. We're going to switch legs, so now you're crossing the left ankle over right knee. Again, you can hold right here, or you can take the other options of cradling or hammocking. And then release this out, hug the knees in towards the outer edges of your body, toward your chest. Grab the backs of your thighs. Rock yourself up. We'll take one more pose from this position. So you want to straighten your legs out in front of you. They can be bent. They don't have to be bent. Now, one of my favorite ways to do this pose actually is to take my feet a little bit apart. Make sure you're sitting on your ischium and not your lower back. Okay? And then I reach under the knees right here and grab hold of my wrist. And then my knees are bent when I start, but I start to let the knees kind of fall into my arms. And I get a lot of really kind of a comforting stretch in the low back. It's not painful, and you have to listen to your body. So if you do this and it's painful, just under your arms, you can come to here. Again, you're just using the weight of your legs really to kind of leverage you into this forward fold. And then we'll reverse that with a reverse tabletop. So reverse tabletop is here. If you want to take it into reverse plank, if you know that pose, go right ahead. Then we're going to lower down. If you have a pillow, a blanket, or something, and you want to put it underneath your upper back for a supported fish, or something underneath your head, we'll take Shavasana for a couple of minutes. So start to lower yourself down to the floor. And remember, Shavasana, you guys, is a pose of surrender. So if lying on your back creates pain and discomfort for you, don't do it. Lie on your side, lie on your belly. And if lying down doesn't work for you, come to a seated position with your eyes closed. But be in a position that allows for complete surrender. And you focus in on your breath. In fact, even more specifically, the space between respirations. So notice as you inhale, when you get to the fullest point, there's always this little pause before you begin the exhale. And just picture yourself standing in that room full of people, and you're focused on that one person you know, your breath, the one person that's there always. Take a really deep breath in, and then sigh it out. And wiggle fingers and toes if you want to reach over your head. You can roll to your side if you wish. Take a moment, but bring yourself back up to a seated position. We'll do a cleansing breath here as well, so breathe in through your nose. And a ha breath out. You can bring your hands to prayer or not. And now more than ever, may we be safe. May we be healthy. May we be at peace, so that we are the vessel of all these things for all those around us. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this. I'm grateful for your grace, as I'm probably fairly clumsy at this, and your patience during this time. I'm most grateful. Namaste. You guys have a great day.